in India is on the rise. Who, in your opinion, is responsible for this? Poor law and order, degradation of moral values, and women themselves. You guys can start.
Gentlemen, I think that degradation of moral values is the main and utmost important lead in this topic. We can say that if moral values of people will be good, there will be no need for law and order to secure women's safety in India. If people are morally good, they know that what to do and what not to do, there will be no need of law and order, and poor law and order will not matter at all.
Gentlemen, I have a very great example for this. Let me tell you that in Saudi Arabia and in that country also, if somebody thinks of doing that, there are very harsh rules for them and they will never think to do such kinds of things. But in India, it is very contrary, because if we do such type of things, the law and order is not that much proficient to make a certain judgment on that. They take a lot of time. They are not able to do pure justice to them. It takes 20-25 years to just solve one case. It is a problem, very big problem, I think.
Yes, gentlemen, I truly agree with you. Poor law and orders are responsible for the rising cases, because they are not paying importance to it. The cases that have happened are not solved yet, and the government has not taken a harsh action on it.
Adding on to the point of Hanshika, I would like to take the example of Kolkata recently. At the college, what happened, we all have heard of that. But was there appropriate action taken? It is not. So that's what I was telling you. That's what the main problem of the India is.
Let me bolster my own point. So first of all, my point was that the moral values are degraded. Now we all know the cliche statement that all the women are goddess. Now think for yourself. If actually every Indian thought of women like goddess, who would do such things? Why would we need such punishments? Why would we need law and order? Why would we need other people to say this? If people had moral values in them only.
I have one question. I would like to ask one question, that if the law and order would be nice, would morals automatically be high?
Yeah, if there will be morals, then there will be no need of law and orders. That law and orders have impact if someone is doing wrong. If someone is having morals and he is obeying that, so there is no need to follow.
I think we should more focus on the laws, because if the laws are strict, morals are obviously high.
I totally agree with you all guys that laws are important. But what I think is, in today's time, we all talk about equality for everyone, like women for men. But what you guys think is, when a woman is got raped, like when a woman is got raped, don't you think that she should be capable of helping herself? It doesn't matter how many persons they are. She is alone. It is important we all talk about that equality. But I think in strength, we should also take the example of strength. If a man can help themselves, they can protect themselves. Why a woman can't help herself? So I think that woman herself is mainly responsible for whatever happened to her.
But I think woman is not responsible for this, I think so, because if a woman is going alone on the road and 3 to 4 men approaches her, so it's not her fault that she is being raped or something like that. I think the main reason is that what we told, moral and the law and orders.
Definitely. There are physical barriers and physical differentiations. It is not practically possible to fight alone just like in movies, 4 to 3 men.
I completely agree with that, and there are biological reasons for that. The women are weak.
Actually, I agree with Anshuman and Aryan's point, as male gender is more masculine, and it is not feasible if I make a woman and a man stand and of same age, then obviously men will win. The examples are of in various sports. There is no competition, and I believe again coming back to the Rudra's point, if moral values would work, then I believe it would have worked in India only, because the Indian customs are very much important and plays a very vital role in moral values.
Yeah,
the Indian household has very much moral values, and then America and then Netherlands.
Yeah.
But the rape cases coming in India are very much high, and I believe the law and order should be strict. As Anshuman gave example of United Arab Emirates, they have very strict law and order and very strict policies for drugs and for rapes. And I also believe that in some cases women can be responsible for the incidents, but maximum times it is not.
Yeah.
They are helpless.
Okay, so I think we all have discussed about the problem. Let's think about the solution also. That if somebody's law and order is not good, what can be the solutions? I think the main solution is just cut off the time. 25 years, it's a huge time. So for these types of things, for rapes, for such kind of activities, the law should be strict as possible.
No, but I think that if it is taking 25 years, the judge is not a joker sitting there. He knows what is going there. Okay, and I believe that you can policies for drugs and for rapes, and I also believe that in some cases women can be responsible for the incidents, but maximum times it is not.
Yeah.
They are helpless.
So I think we all have discussed about the problem. Let's think about the solution also. That if somebody's law and order is not good, what can be the solutions? I think the main solution is just cut off the time. 25 years, it's a huge time. So for these types of things, for rapes, for such kind of activities, the law should be strict as possible.
No, but I think that if it is taking 25 years, the judge is not a joker sitting there. He knows what is going there. Okay, and I believe that you cannot hang an innocent just like that. There are many cases that where innocents are blamed. They stay in jail for many years.
You are saying that 25 years should be taken for a person to just
If they are necessary, but we cannot hang an innocent in 1 year. It is very much logical.
If one person is known with morally high values from the very beginning
cases
of his birth,
where these cases are fake and innocents have to
I
face the
totally agree with
consequences.
the Rudra point that cases are fake. But what I'm focusing on is the law and order is weak. They're not getting appropriate punishment that they should give, and the one who are doing this are getting more convinced or focused, or I can say they are doing so because they're not having any type of threat or fear
You all
of
guys
the
are
law and
talking
order.
about laws. Yeah, that is good that law should be strict against it. But a country with strict law doesn't mean that the woman is safe in that country. She still has to face a lot of problems. So I don't think that it doesn't matter that what a law can.
When we talk about the morals,
specifically tells about crimes, so I think law and order would surely help it because crimes are only happen if law and order is not good. I am always
crime
focusing on
only
that
happens
point.
where moral is low.
Yeah.
So we should consider morals more than crime.
Actually,
If one upbringing is with high values of morals, then definitely he will not put any crime or
I will
do any
again
crime.
highlight my previous statement that if law and order is good, moral will also go high.
Yeah, and if you say about morals, then you can you name a country which has higher morals than India?
Yes.
There is no which country. US no, they have no higher morals than India. UAE no, they just limit their women's. Back some years, their women did had even voting rights, but their women are safe because they have strict rape laws and
You are just
harassment
considering the
laws.
numerical value for the morals.
No,
If you see the
it's
ratios,
not like
so
that.
our population is much higher than those countries. So the ratio will be better for
No,
that
ratio does
people.
not considers population first of all.
Gentlemen, so you can't set limits to anyone to decrease the rape cases.
No, it is not about limits, but it is about law and order. If the security prevalence
So how can
must
you
be high.
guarantee? So how can someone guarantee that law and order can safeguard a
So
woman?
And
If
how
there-
can you guarantee that moral
There will be
values?
less crimes because if morals are high, then definitely he will not do any crime in the future.
Yes, I agree with
uh,
that. If there will be good moral, then then people will not think about these. And talking about law, she already told you about that. If we are only not talking about the rape case, in domestic cases also, if a husband
Is beating up.
harassing a woman or his wife, she will not talk to the government about the law and etc.
I do agree
She
with
will
this
first
point
of all blame her mother that she
models-
has not taught him something.
Models will totally eradicate this problem. Not only women's women's safety in public places, but also women's safety in households also.
Gentlemen, again I have one question. Do it is easy to increase morals or to increase law and orders?
Increase morals.
How can you
Because
force
you
Because
can ask population to amendment anything or to add on some
Gentlemen,
set of laws
let me
into
ask you a
the
simple
code.
question. It is easy to change the mind of 125 crore people, or it is easy to just change
Morals
the
are
law
not
and
very
orders?
It is
beginning of the
easy to
birth.
change the
So how
mind
can
of
you force
children.
someone to be
Nowadays
moral like
there
that?
is only the case is of children. Nowadays children are off their tracks and doing things that that is to be in the later phase of their life, but they are doing it on the.
But how will you
I
force
say-
Let's think practically, my dear
I
friends.
mean-
Let's think practically. 125 crore people, we have to change the mind, we have to change the system, we have to change the school. But for the law and order, we have just to sit in the parliament, pass a law.
Yeah.
That's-
Gentlemen, we
That's what I am telling you.
Gentlemen, we are saying that we have to bolster law and orders. Now think about it. What is the difference between humans and animals? We say education. What is education? Education is
It's
knowing
the
what
learning
is
of
right and
morals.
wrong. It is what is
Okay,
right
so
and wrong.
it is, but why?
But how can you
why
create love
is not
in
focusing
others?
this?
You are
My
considering
animal
only one condition
fail.
after something or some sort of situation.
We are
bad
talking about
occurs.
that situation only, so that's why we are talking
But
about
how
You are
will you
just
do that?
considering a bad situation
But
that
how will you
already
do
happened,
that?
and then we are considering.
But how
law and
will you
order.
do that?
But how that happened?
Morals are one of the major except, but the law is the supreme. As in the India, everyone would follow the law as if it would be more strict and will be more followed.
Okay,
Yeah, they will
you
be
mean to
sure.
say that
That's
the
right.
others that are sitting in the parliament passing the law are the good?
If they pass a good law, then they are good.
Yeah, and also
And
there are
They
some-
can only pass the good
60%
laws if they have good morals and they think
Gentlemen,
about the women.
60%
They're not
of
only
people
correct
in Lok Sabha, 60% of people in Lok Sabha are charged with criminal cases, and you are saying that they will make the law to make India more safe.
So you are
Just think
so you
about
are saying that we have to change the moral of all the people in our country. We have
Not
to
just
change
all,
but we have to change the moral.
Everything starts from the beginning and from very
Which
small
is more
steps.
easy, gentlemen.
This is the
Tell me,
responsibility of each
to change the
parent
youth
to
or to change the law and orders.
teach the morals to their
You have to
children,
think
and they
practically,
will pass on to their future
And
generations.
again, one thing I would like to contradict that 60% of the Lok Sabha MPs are not charged with the criminal cases, but they are only accused. There are differences, and you cannot just blame. He is being put on trial. There is a big difference. He is not found guilty yet, and if he is found guilty, he will be removed from his position. That happens in Indian Parliament.
This never happened because there is
Rahul
recent
Gandhi-
case which
recent case
in
Rahul
this
Gandhi was
awareness
taken
was
his
leaked from the BJP that BJP MP I think, and there was a viral video that he was harassing a woman, not harassing but taking favor from the woman on even on highway. This is the condition of our
But the law is
parliament
not
and the
passed by
status.
one single person.
Yeah,
the
and-
law is passed by various.
But it is only
Even if you are talking
taken
about
opinion
changing the
from
morals,
various
let me tell you that morals, to change the morals, we need to give a lot of time to it. We have to invest a lot in it. To change the morals, it's really difficult. Yeah, you
But
have to
change
change.
the law and order will
Telling
not
about
directly change the condition of the country.
I am telling about that there is foundation to the building, and this foundation is our youth. And nowadays we are telling the government to change the law, but I think the law should be on the access to the websites that are given.
You are giving example of 25 years that it takes to judge a criminal case. So how can you assure that law and order will be passed in just 1 week or in some days?
How do you assure that morals will be changed so easily?
But
Because
it will be a good step and
if
better
Dr.
step
is
than
saying
that.
about changing the base. So what do you think to change the base is so easy?
And yes, law can be
It's
passed
more
in a day.
convenient.
Children-
Law can be passed in a day.
children
If there is no opposition in parliament, or even if there is opposition, but the ruling party has clear majority, law will be passed and implemented.
And you need to
the
select
thing is-
let
the
us-
thing is, I would like to put a question forward that how can we change someone's moral values and how can we
From the very
how can
beginning
we
and
force someone? How can you do? You can do with your own child, you can do with your own grandchild, but how can you do with someone else?
That's enough. Because
I
if
have-
there
no,
is
that's not
Gentlemen,
enough.
I have
That's
another
enough if
point.
everyone
Let me
is-
tell you that to change the morals, let's think that if somebody is getting a lot of things about you should not do that, you should not do this. Are we doing that? We are being told not to use phone. We are using it. That's the main example. If you are being told not to rape, not to do that type of thing,
They just
but still it is in our
If you hold the sand too tight, it will
Gentlemen,
definitely move
morals
on.
are
in Bible
Human brain does
but-
not process the negative things. We should not tell anybody what not to do. We should tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Yes, we are being told to study.
But what is the guarantee that they will follow what to do or what to
And
not
what
do?
is the guarantee that your law and order will
No,
protect the
if they
movement completely?
If they will commit crime, they will get the punishment, and it will be very educated.
Why they are committing crime? Because they are
No, but they are not
values.
getting educated punishment.
You are talking about how a moral can change a person. It is their own mindset. They have to think it about themselves. They see women in everywhere. They have women in their own home, their own house. They don't need to see the outside the country or outside their house. They have mother, they have sister, they have grandmother. So they need to think how to respect a woman. It is not like that we have to tell them. We have to educate them that how you have to.
Yes, they have to do that. I totally agree with you that they have to do that. but they are not doing it. That's the main issue.
Yeah,
You
and
are
I
talking
completely
about that
agree.
law can
That
change.
was our point, gentlemen. That was our point, gentlemen.
They are not doing, they are not following their moral
because their
values.
morals
That's
are
what he's saying. No, he is saying that they are not following moral values. There was mother, there was sister, even 25 years back, and they commit still rapes. The rapists have their mother and sister. Why are the moral values not being imbibed? Who has stopped them?
But in
It
your
is
mind,
not
you
moral
never
values.
stop it going.
So you are talking about law, but I think that law hasn't done anything.
Yeah, and that's why that it should be improved.
Gentlemen, that's our point. That
It is
there is
not
lack of moral
Your point
values.
is
That's
not that law and order should be improved.
That's
our
the
point.
case.
Lack of moral values.
Moral
And how
values
is
is
that
not
really
What
increasing.
is our point? Our point. What is easy to change? What can be changed to just reduce the crimes?
But-
You said morals,
but-
but I support law and orders because law and orders are easy to change than the morals.
I
That's our
totally
point.
agree with you. And but in our country, since our birth, we have taught that we should worship our mother, our sister, and every other woman. But since rape cases are committed, where the moral values?
So I agree with all of you that there should be the law and the moral value also. So basically, we should tell our youth that to respect the woman and tell women that if in case of anything happen, they should go to the government.
Adding on to the point of
that's
Soch.
where the law comes, and that's where the law will help the women.
Adding on to
in
the
their-
point of Soch, that there should be equal balance of morals and laws, because if there will be law and there is no morals, then there is no need of that our laws
Let's
and
take the
orders.
example of US.
If-
As Kanav told us
Yeah.
the example, US is okay. Let's accept they are having higher morals than us.
Yes.
Okay, they are also having law and orders. They are also having certain limits to that society. But still they are open, more open than the Indian society. So that's what I am telling you. Law and order would just balance the morals in a lot of things in the society also, which will curb the crimes in the society also.
Yeah, I
There
think
should be balance of morals.
aside from
But
morals
one is not having morals, he is not obey to the rules.
Yeah,
But
but
that is
finally-
also a learning of moral, that you have to stick to the rules and you have to follow that.
But aside from morals and ethics, I truly think that women's mentality also play a major role. As if a woman is mentally good and has her own opinion, she would not fall into someone which is trying to allure her and do crimes.
I just have
and
one
also
question to you,
rapes.
Krish. Let me tell you, if some woman is going on a road and she is being late due to some work.
Yeah.
If she is late, she is going and somebody, 2 or 3 men find her. Is it the mistake of a woman or what?
No, I don't. I'm not talking about that aspect. That is truly involved. That truly involves law and order. But I am talking about the smaller aspect, as in which a girl can
Take
improve
this
her
as
and
an
take on her own
I
situation.
totally agree with you, Krish, but I think the main problem, as I always supporting, is law and order always.
Yeah, but I also
Gentlemen, we can
have-
finally conclude that major problem is not one aspect, but the balance of all other aspects also.
Yeah, and if moral values become law and orders, both can majorly play an important role together.
I agree with Joseph that one point is not important. If one point will be curved, second will create a problem. If second is curved, third will create a problem. So every problem should be taken into consideration, and that's where the problem
Yeah, this is
Concludingly, the final solution is only that moral values and law and order should have equal balance in a human and in the country, so that will work together. Good.
वैसे कंक्लूड तो करते नहीं है वैसे चीटिंग ना ऐसे कंक्लूड नहीं करनी चाहिए
आगे दो
कंक्लूड नहीं करते